coming up. But let's get this Blazers road trip
tickle my fancy?
wrapped up. Yeah, 5-game roadie. Go 2-3 on it. Too many wins for Rust. He doesn't like those 2 wins.
Mm-mm.
But the Blazers came crashing back down to earth after. Now are people going to panic? Fourth quarter was.
Well, no, that's exactly what happened. Oh my God, what is Anthony Simons doing? What is Shane Sharp doing?
Well, they did not play well in the fourth quarter last night.
No, and it's so lose every game, but also when you lose every game, I'm going to be a maniacal d-hole about how they lost said game, even though it was a close game. It's like, you can't, like, it's just like, it's such a miserable experience, just whether they win, whether they lose, and it's just like, can we fast forward through the tanking phase? This is just getting so maniacally dumb.
What was weird about last night is Scoot getting to the free throw line 12 times because they just, whether it's he hasn't been getting calls or hasn't been as aggressive, we have not seen that kind of.
Well, they had to give it to somebody last night because they weren't giving it to anyone else.
No, they really weren't. But that's what was interesting was that Scoot was getting all the calls, but he was aggressive. And,
he was.
The Blazers put up a good fight, but I think those are the games that if you are a fan of the tank, that situation against that team is one that you could have peeled off a victory, and you didn't.
No.
And it was the ethical tank.
Yes,
the
ethical tanking has been happening because let's flip
no
the
Luka,
wins.
no Luka, no Kyrie
Yeah.
for those that didn't watch and that are not following the NBA right now. The 2 best players were gone.
Let's say you flip the wins. You lose to the Pelicans, but you beat the Mavs. Sure, that makes sense from like a tanking standpoint because it would elevate the Pelicans, give them a win. But the reaction from the fan base, if they had lost to whatever you want to call that Pelicans team, Chauncey needs to go, Jody sell the team, get rid of all of it. It's just the same tired tropes that we've heard over and over and over again. They went 2-3 on a road trip. They beat a good team in the Bucks. Like Denny and Shea have put together their best weeks of basketball in Portland. I think that's without, and you could probably throw Chris Murray in that as well. Donovan Clingan had his second best game of his young career last night. Good things came out of this trip.
Yeah, and the young guys are developing and growing. And like for everybody that is on fire, Chauncey, look, I will still say there isn't a reason right now to do it. You get nothing out of it because what we are still seeing is growth and development of young players. If that were to go completely sideways and this team starts playing and it has the body language and vibes of the New Orleans Pelicans, then is when I would say, yeah, I agree. Maybe midseason firing needs to happen. You're not seeing that right now.
No, they're playing the best basketball of the season.
Yeah. So, and maybe that's why people, but you become a dysfunctional organization if that's what you do.
If you're firing him because they're showing the development that you all want, that's the thing is like people want to say I want development, but also losses. Those are incongruent.
Yeah, so you're gonna
you're gonna get a win. You're gonna peel off a win that you're not supposed to,
and you're gonna get games like the New Orleans one where you look really damn good against a team that has quit, right?
Yeah.
But I will say for those that are on the fire him in the middle of a season when you're seeing players grow and you're seeing young players develop, that is the easiest way to run off any potential head coach of the future. Because any young head coach would just be like, why would I want to go there? Like, he was doing what they asked him to do organizationally, and they fired him for it.
To add on to the Pelicans, Shams Charania, Herb Jones has a torn labrum in his right shoulder. So the injury he suffered against the Blazers, he is out indefinitely. That place is cursed. That's what
it is New Orleans.
I mean, Dyson Daniels, that's what he said when he left. He's like, that place is built on a burial ground. That place is cursed. There's something.
Well, you know what the Saints did, and it coincided with like their turnaround. They really did bring in like a voodoo person.
Did they?
Yeah, to the Superdome.
They need to exercise whatever demon they have because my
need to do that.
God, this is insane. Like,
they need to do it right now. Maybe the Blazers should hire that voodoo person to go and do that little seance
need Kyrie
thing.
to come out here and burn some sage?
Well, they need to do that because then if the curse is lifted now and they start maybe peeling off some wins, then the Blazers draft lottery odds get better. So
do something, man, because goodness gracious, that's ridiculous. That's and Herb Jones is a fun, good player. That sucks to see that happen. But as it pertains to the Blazers, they're going to come home for a couple of games, then they're going to go out for a couple of games, and then they think they have a 7 or 8 game homestand before the end of the going into the All-Star break.
Ooh.
And for everybody's like, I want to see Scoot play more minutes. I want to see Donovan play more minutes. I want to see this. Give me 28 days.
All right.
Give me 28 days.
For those wondering at home, the Blazers' remaining strength of schedule with 45 games to play.
5th toughest in the league.
7th toughest in the NBA.
On Tankathon there, if it's
with
on positive residual, it's 5th.
But it is tied with their win percentage of opponents at 511 with Cleveland, Sacramento, and then Portland, which are 5, 6, 7. But
who has the easiest schedules remaining?
Toronto, Washington, Orlando, and Boston.
Okay.
Oh, great.
So
Boston.
you get Toronto and Washington. If they have an easier schedule, is there a chance that they peel off a win or two?
Probably.
Yeah.
Charlotte
Now,
is 25th.
Yeah, you're not going to catch those two teams. To be
Utah
clear.
is 18th.
But that's the thing is like Portland still has a very difficult schedule to go.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where, did they win? Probably not. They won 3 more games than anybody expected.
New Orleans has the 4th toughest schedule remaining.
I mean, they are. Look, with these injuries, they're just a dumpster.
The Blazers have 2 games against Cleveland, 2 against Oklahoma City, 2 against Boston. They have the Rockets, 2 against the Knicks, and the Memphis Grizzlies remaining. They also do have the true bottom feeders, here's where Portland can really, make up some games.
Mm-hmm.
They got 8 games remaining combined. They have 2 apiece against the Wizards, Raptors, Hornets, and Jazz. You can make up some good games there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a 2-game swing. They get a win, you take a loss. Let's go.
The place they need.
Let's unethically tank those
that's
ones.
The thing is, come post trade deadline, when they pivot, as they are wont to, that's when the winning percentages go out the window.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the nasty stuff happens, and they lose to everyone.
Yeah.
That's what you have to look at. And that's why I've said you take a look at Cleaning the Glass right now. The expected win totals for the Portland Trailblazers this year, based on their net rating, 21.1.
Dude.
21.1. Their expected win total based on their net rating so far is 9.5. They have outplayed their net rating by 3.5 games.
Dang.
Second best in the NBA.
Oof.
So, so
good.
Here's the thing holistically, not just as it pertains to the Trailblazers. When you're in these rebuilds and you're a bad team and you have a game within 5 points within 5 minutes, where the dice fall is where the dice fall. Because if your young guys are going out there and showing, would you rather them lose game and Shaedon Sharpe looks like crap? And you're sitting there going, Scoot doesn't look good. Donovan's been hurt.
Yeah,
Two's nice, but, he's not the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But if Shaedon is out there and giving you 20 points, 5 boards, 5 assists, and being aggressive and showing more, and it leads to a win more or a win or two more, isn't it exactly what you want? Because now you can go, hey, he's up for a contract extension, and I want to willingly give him one.
All right. Yeah, I'm with that.
That's what happens in this stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the games the Blazers have won and lost, Dusty, with the exception of that Pelicans game, go look at the games they won and see how much they've won by. They aren't beating teams off the floor. They're getting in these situations and stuff is going their way. Think about how many game winners they've had.
Yeah. How many have they had?
4.
They've had 4 game
Ants
winners?
had 2, Scoots had 1, and Shaedon had the quasi 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I remember Scoots, and then I remember one of Ants. I don't remember. All right. Well, hey, not too shabby. All right. Blazers lost. You people that are hoping for the tank, you got your wish last night, and they were leading through 3 and then fell apart in the 4th. So that's how it goes.